Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another edition. Well, it's not exactly another edition of the Main Event Talk. This is actually the continuation of the Vince McMahon Strikes Again episode. To kind of give you an idea of what's going on, the reason why I'm doing this live episode right now, I was supposed to have done it earlier. My phone had sort of overheated itself because I was trying to charge the phone. I was trying to charge the phone while I was trying to do the episode, and I couldn't go through with it and everything. My phone had kept showing up that it was overheating. It was overheating. It was overheating, and I thought that when I was listening to the episode, I thought that it had paused. I thought that it stopped, and no, apparently it was still going on while I was doing the live episode. So I could have just kept going if I could, but I didn't want to take a chance. So this morning, I'm actually up right now. I'm sort of having a little bit of trouble with my knee right now, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an issue of what's going on because I had an issue with my knee. Just kind of give you the story. I was having an issue with my knee. I was going to the store. I came back last night. This was before I was doing the podcast. I went ahead and I went to the store, and you know how you start to feel something funny on your. I know some people probably don't feel funny on their knee or on their elbow or on anything that's a little bit sore, right? Well, I started feeling something around my kneecap or something like that, maybe a little bit in front of it or something like that. You walk around, and the first thing that happened was as soon as I got home, I was sitting on the couch, and then all of a sudden, my right leg was starting to, like, I started to feel the pain. Like, what the fuck, and you start to scream that out right away, and you weren't sure exactly what happened. So this morning, I was going to try and do what I needed to do today, but I couldn't walk around. It was feeling a lot worse than it was last night. So I had to call in and everything like that. But then I decided that I was going to try and go to sleep. But I'm up, and I decided, you know what? I need to finish off what I need to finish off with the guys because, as you know, I mean, I was trying to say something about the whole racism thing, which I left off from the last episode you heard. So, hold on a minute. There we go. That's okay. So, yeah, apparently I had the camera facing up towards me, which I was supposed to have flipped it over. But because if you see it, then it's like, oh crap. Okay. So, anyways, guys, I wanted to go ahead and right now, like I said, my knee is it's not feeling better yet. It's still kind of sore, and I'm trying hard not to walk in it right now. I sort of have a little bit of an ice pack around the leg right now, so that way I can go ahead and feel a little bit better. I'm hoping that this is just a one-day thing, and then I'll be able to probably walk around tomorrow. I probably will be limping just a little bit, but it won't be as bad. So I just, it's still crazy. I still can't believe I was just looking at the camera. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. But anyways, I wanted to continue off with where I left off from the last episode, and it's the whole racism thing. Now, as I mentioned, you guys know the whole story. Kevin Owens is now been added to Fastlane, and I had mentioned that it's good that he's now a part of the matchup against Daniel Bryan. I think, to me, this is going to be a better match. But also, it's one of those things, and I mentioned this. Kevin Owens. I know a lot of people are pissed off that Kevin Owens is turned into a face, a baby face, and everything. But to me, I'm loving the idea that he's a baby face. I'm glad that he's a baby face at this point because, as I mentioned before, Kevin Owens has been a heel for quite a while. I mean, I think if I remember this correctly, Kevin Owens was a baby face in 2000. I'm going to say 13, or I'm not sure how long ago was it when Kevin Owens had came into WWE. I know it was around December of 2015, 2014, I think. But anyways, Kevin Owens has been a babyface before, but that was at the end of Ring of Honor before he came to NXT. When he came to NXT, he was the baddest heel going on over there. He won the NXT title. He had been a heel for quite some time, even when he was on Raw and even when he was on SmackDown. And when his injury took place, I had said that if Kevin Owens comes back, he needs to come back as a babyface. He cannot come back as a heel because it will basically be the same old, oh shit, Kevin Owens is going to complain, Kevin Owens is going to bitch, Kevin Owens is going to do this and that. The same crap we've always heard about before. But the fans, I think, are already starting to get tired of the whole Kevin Owens thing, and they basically want him to be a babyface. And to me, I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure how long he will be a babyface exactly. I'm not sure how long it will be, but I think I think what will happen is that Kevin Owens will probably remain a babyface, probably with, I'm going to say, a year, maybe 6 months. That's just my opinion. But I'm glad that Kevin Owens is a babyface, and I'm hoping he stays like that for a while because, Kevin Owens, believe it or not, there are a lot of fans that like him as a heel. But I think he'll get an even bigger ovation. He'll be put over as a babyface easily because that's what needs to happen. This is the momentum that Kevin Owens deserves, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, just by the interview that I saw after his matchup, because he had a match with Kofi Kingston against Daniel Bryan and Rowan. And I was listening to the interview. He's still the same Kevin Owens, obviously, but he's kind of baby, and you can tell, just by the interview and everything. So, let me talk about the racism part about Kofi Kingston. I was listening to this. It's a podcast that I see on Facebook, but it's also someone who he has his own little podcast that he does every weekend, and I usually listen to it from time to time, depending. But my God, this dude complains like he's like everything. The whole thing with it's like this: Kofi Kingston. Him being out of the WWE Championship, I think some fans are upset at it because they're saying that Vince McMahon is racist. They're saying he doesn't want Kofi Kingston to win. He don't like black people winning this stuff and everything. So I'm looking at this and I'm listening to all this and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, are you telling me? Are you telling me this straight up that you're actually pissed off about Kofi Kingston being kicked out of Fastlane, and you're not exactly seeing? I mean, all of us kind of see where this is going. I kind of see where this is going too. And it's eventually going to happen one way or another. You have to keep in mind we're in Fastlane mode right now. We're on the Fastlane track on the road to WrestleMania. That's the idea. Now, the whole racism thing. I just find it so funny that somebody would say it like that because I was hearing this comment about, have you ever seen a black man win a WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Well, I don't know. I mean, that's never happened before. Have you ever seen a black president? Yes, it's happened. Now, this is the thing. Whether anybody likes it or not, I think WrestleMania 35 is going to be very historic if things go the way it's planned. Now, I still feel, and this is just what I think, I still feel that we deserve to see the one-on-one matchup with Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. That needs to take place. That needs to be the main event. Charlotte Flair, as far as I'm concerned, should be out the window. And it needs to happen at Fastlane also. But Kofi Kingston, there's been initial reports. There's been a lot of initial reports that Kofi Kingston is going to get the big push he deserves. Mr. McMahon is admiring the things that Kofi Kingston does. And It would be tremendous to see Kofi Kingston win a title, especially the WWE Championship. Is Vince McMahon racist? I don't know. I mean, I know history shows that he is, and then history shows it isn't. And I know that there's one guy. I know. I don't think he listens to my podcast. I don't think he listens to my main event talk videos, and that's fine. I don't expect him to. The only thing I want him to understand is that this is sort of the point where change is in the air. Change is definitely in the air. When you look at it, I mean, the change is starting to affect, everyone in the past couple of weeks, including on Raw, right? And including on SmackDown as well. Now, Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE, I agree with that. It's a good idea. I dig it. But I also think that Kofi Kingston should get the WWE Championship, but should get it at WrestleMania. That's the truth. Think about this for a second. Do you really want Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship? Do you really want to see that? Do you want to see Kevin Owens take on Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35? Would that make any fucking sense? The answer is no. Nobody wants to see that. Now, let me correct that. Some people would, but there's going to be a small majority of the fans that may see it. Well, a bigger majority, Kofi Mania, if you will, is going to see a bigger option to see Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. So, as far as I'm concerned, you could probably tell Mr. McMahon that he's racist. You could go ahead and put a tweet out that says that if Kofi Kingston doesn't win the championship at WrestleMania, if this is not fixed, then we will riot and everything else like that. You know what? You're going to sit on your ass, complain on Twitter, complain on Facebook, complain on Instagram, and then you can start kissing everybody's ass. And then by the end of the fucking day, when all this is over, you're going to get back on the fucking track like you always do. Every single time when the fans I can feel the emotion, I can understand what these fans are going through. But it's one of those things that I don't want to mess with the fans' emotions, because no matter what anyone says, no matter how everything goes, it's always going to be the point where, yes, everyone's going to rely on emotion in wrestling. Everyone's going to rely on the fact that Kofi Kingston is going to get his opportunity at WrestleMania. And while all this is taking place, the fans need to remember that they're trying to make WrestleMania happen. They're trying to make Kofi Kingston a part of WrestleMania. And I think that's what the idea is. It's sad that Kofi Kingston's not getting his opportunity at Fastlane for the WWE Championship, and he deserves it. Kevin Owens said he deserves it. A lot of the fans know he deserves it. And in a crazy way, outside of the box, Mr. McMahon even knows that Kofi Kingston deserves it. And I think what will happen is this. I think Kofi Kingston will have his opportunity at WrestleMania. And I think he will get this chance to be the WWE champion against Daniel Bryan. Now, I want you to imagine this, if you will, because we're already seeing a good lineup for WrestleMania as far as I see it. Okay? Now, on one side, you got the Universal Championship matchup to take place, Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. That's one good match right there at WrestleMania. And then, and as I stated before, I have this. Sorry, I'm kind of walking around right now, but I'm also trying to make sure my knee doesn't mess up. So, anyways, we had one good card in the Universal Championship matchup. We got another good card in the Women's Championship matchup. You have I'm sorry. I'm trying. We have Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, and Becky Lynch. Now, unfortunately, like I said before, I know nobody wants to see a triple threat match. I don't want to see a triple threat matchup. I want to see the one-on-one matchup, Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. That needs to take place at WrestleMania. If it becomes a triple threat match, that's fine. But unfortunately, you're not going to get the results you want. That's the truth. You're not going to get the results you want. Yes, if you get Becky Lynch to win the title and everything at WrestleMania, yes, it'll be worth it. But how much of it is it going to be worth? The fact that Becky Lynch beats Charlotte and she wins the title, is that worth it? Hell no. If Becky Lynch beats Ronda Rousey one-on-one and it takes place at WrestleMania, and everyone gets behind this, then hell yeah. Everyone will dig that shit. And to me, I still want it to be a one-on-one match, and that needs to happen. Another part of the card, obviously for the WWE Championship, if it comes down to it, you see Kofi Kingston against Daniel Bryan. It'll be historic in many ways because it will be the first time that Daniel Bryan walks in to the WWE to WrestleMania as the champion. He had walked out as champion at WrestleMania before, but now he walks in as champion. Kofi Kingston has been a part of this company for a long, long time, well over 11 years. He's held on to every championship. He's taken on every competitor. He's given us one of the greatest moments in Royal Rumble history. And now, Kofi Kingston has an opportunity to go after the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, and he will make WrestleMania history by not only winning the WWE Championship, but if I remember this correctly, and I don't think this has ever happened before, he will be the first, and I'm saying this because it's true, he will be the first African American to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That is historic in itself. Think about that. Kofi Mania is going to be a lot bigger if it takes place, if it happens at WrestleMania. So you got those matches set up for WrestleMania and possibility, and I'm predicting this, not just Shane McMahon versus The Miz, because you know that's going to happen at WrestleMania. You have the spine-tingling feeling that that's going to happen. Another spine-tingling thing that's about to happen, I just talked about it at the beginning of the show. I talked about this at last night. Batista versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. Oh, I'm sorry. Batista versus Triple H at WrestleMania. That's another good matchup there. So far, you got several good matches that will take place at WrestleMania and more to come. A lot more to come. I can't wait to see how all this transpires. I can't wait to see how all this comes out. And you have to keep in mind, we're still on the road to WrestleMania. We haven't exactly gone there yet, but we're already seeing a bunch of matches that could possibly take place. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, Batista versus Triple H, Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, or Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, if that happens. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. That could possibly happen at WrestleMania too. The point is, we got a long way to go, guys. So yes, everyone can bitch, everyone can whine, everyone can moan, everybody can complain, everybody can say whatever the fuck they want to say. But at the end of the day, they will be the ones to decide it. They will know what goes on, and they will put it on at WrestleMania coming up on April. Main event, cannot wait for that over at MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey. My fucking God. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. My leg's sort of hurting me a little bit there. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right now. This is the conclusion to the Vince McMahon versus Vince McMahon Strikes Again episode 2. right here, and I'm really, really glad that I had a chance to finish this off. And if you guys get an opportunity, I want you to subscribe to the Main Event videos right here and listen to everything that the Main Event tells you, including the things that go on in professional wrestling and everything, including some of the stuff that goes on in the WWE, in NXT, and so forth. And the Main Event cannot wait for that. And also, if you get an opportunity, go ahead and head over to some of my Main Event Thought videos, because those are some videos that I'm really, really impressed with, because I give you a serious talk about each of the matches that are going to be taking place. No doubt I'll probably be setting up a few other episodes of the Main Event Thoughts in the near future. There's going to be a lot of things I'm going to be talking about. Obviously, some of the stuff that's been going on either Raw or SmackDown. And as you know, today's Wednesday, so no doubt NXT UK is going to be happening. And of course, NXT is going to be taking place as well. I know 205 Live was yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I'll probably be looking at it later on when I get the opportunity. So, guys, and also, if you guys want to follow the Main Event Talk Facebook page, all you got to do is go to facebook.com/Real Main Event Talk, at Real Main Event Talk, and you will not only get all the information that you want to know about as far as WrestleMania goes, but every information on any superstar that goes on, anything that goes on as far as Ring of Honor goes, or Impact Wrestling, or anything that goes on in professional wrestling. Who knows? Maybe somebody gets arrested and stuff like that there. Oh, and by the way, before I go, most of you guys know about it. Yes, D-Generation X has been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. That's going to take place at WrestleMania as well. And also, a big congratulations go out to the newest inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man. Yeah, the Honky Tonk Man is inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I'm really, really happy that the Honky Tonk Man is going to be inducted in this year's Hall of Fame. Long overdue. He deserves it. He's one of the greatest entertainers of all time. Truly a great wrestler in his own right. Has held the championship for a very, very long time, and I'm so happy that the Honky Tonk Man is going to be inducted in the 2019 Hall of Fame. He's going to be rattling, and rolling his way into the WWE Hall of Fame, and no doubt maybe Jimmy Hart will be inducting him this year in the Hall of Fame, and it's going to be tremendous. I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this interesting podcast episode of the Main Event Talk. Vince McMahon Strikes Again 2. Yes. And no doubt I'll probably have another Main Event Talk coming sometime in the near future. And as I stated before, there's going to be some Main Event Thoughts videos coming up probably today, and maybe some coming along the way. So it's going to be interesting to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode. I'm out of here. I'm going to try and rest this knee and everything, and try to, hopefully I'll be a whole lot better by tomorrow, and then I'll walk around like I was feeling a lot better. I got this whole thing iced up and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to sleep, and then I'll get up and then do whatever else I got to do. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time on another episode of the Main Event Talk. And like I said before, go to my Facebook talk. Go to the Main Event Talk Facebook page at facebook.com/@Real Main Event Talk and get all of your wrestling information. And plus, find out who is going to be the Wrestling Crush Wednesday for this week. I always like posting a lot of the hot, sexy, gorgeous women in all of professional wrestling, and we got a lot of them. Some that look hot and kick ass doing it. So thank you guys for listening. I'm out of here. And as always, the greatest line in all of YouTube, the greatest line of all time, and I hope everyone knows when I say this, and even with my little headset, why? Because I can, and I want to. Any questions? Enough said. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Fastlane track on the road to WrestleMania.